This is the FM Gold channel of All India Radio. In the program News Analysis, now we bring you a discussion on Armed Forces Flag Day. The participants are Brigadier Mrigendra Kumar, Secretary, Kendriya Sainik Board Secretariat, and Vinay Kumar, journalist.
Since 1949, 7 December is observed as Armed Forces Flag Day throughout India to honor the martyrs as well as men and women in uniform. Armed Forces Flag Day Fund has also been constituted by the Government of India for the welfare and rehabilitation of the ex-servicemen community. Contributions received from prospective donors of AFFDF are utilized to provide basic sustenance needs of the ex-servicemen community through a medium of welfare schemes. But if we go into the nitty-gritty of how Armed Forces Flag Day came to be observed and how this December 7th was chosen, and this is also the day when Armed Forces personnel go and pin the flag on country's first citizen, that is the President of India, on the Vice President, on Prime Minister and all dignitaries. This is also a way of creating awareness about armed forces. Brigadier Kumar, if we go into the genesis and what is the relevance and how do you create awareness about all the three wings of armed forces?
The issue started in somewhere in 1919 and it was an offshoot of the World War I event. Now if you remember, under the British banner, two kind of soldiers went to fight the war. One who were directly recruited and the other which were contributed from various state forces. World War getting over, not many soldiers came back. Huge amount of casualties. There was a lot of hue and cry in the country that something should be done for the welfare of families of those martyrs who never returned, the orphans who were in the country. So in 1919, Indian Soldiers Board was created. After the British left India, it was 1947-48 war took place. It was a very early setback and again similar situation took place. That is the time when it was decided through a parliamentary committee on defense in 1949 that 7 December will be celebrated as Armed Forces Flag Day. Now the condition of the country was not very good economically and looking after the welfare of the martyr families was a huge requirement on the Indian exchequer. That is the time the tradition came up that children used to go around pinning the flag, which was a notional, and asking for contribution from all the public, all the citizens of the country to contribute for the welfare of these people. So the tradition continues from there since 1949 and we have been celebrating it. As far as Kendriya Sainik Board is concerned, the Soldier Board of 1990 was renamed as Indian Soldiers, Sailors and Airmen Board in 1951 and it got its present name as Kendriya Sainik Board in 1975. The board does what? It's basically a board whose chairperson is the Honorable Raksha Mantri. The members are the Chief Ministers of the 31 states and Union Territories and the 3 services chief are also their members. This board regulates how the money received in the Armed Forces Flag Day Fund is distributed as a welfare measure to the families of widows, dependents of these martyr soldiers as well as ex-servicemen people. So that is how the entire story continues. The welfare schemes as such kept on changing as the various wars took place. There were revisions after 62 war, 65 war, there were revisions after 71 war, and somewhere in 1993 was various funds, welfare funds were amalgamated into one fund called Armed Forces Flag Day Fund.
The aim of the campaign, which is launched around this time, December 7 as the Armed Forces Flag Day, is also to create awareness so that, more funds can be generated. And by the time he superannuates, he's hardly 32, 33. He's in the prime of his youth, but like a normal citizen who gets a job anywhere, they can complete 58 years or 60 years. But a soldier and an ex-serviceman has the entire life before him, where he has to take care of his children who are very, very young, parents who are getting old, He has to take care of his livelihood, and naturally the pension alone is not enough. So how do you meet this kind of situation?
This is a very unique organization that takes care of its retired personnel. This uniqueness comes from the unique factor that the soldiers have to retire early to keep the army young. Young army, good soldiers, they fight and retire early. They come early at somewhere around 17, 18 years of age. They retire after bulk of it. Around 80 to 90% of this strength retire at the age of 32 to 35 years of age. At that time, their children are barely 5 to 7 year old. Although while in service, they could have drawn children education allowance and could have taught their children. But children were not even school going at that age. By the time their children are school going, they are out of service. Their salary is reduced to pension, which is 50%. The education allowance is gone. Now he is on the verge when parents are getting older. They need more medical attention. And 15 years he's been on the borders and away from the family. He wants a job more near his family in the hometown where he can look after. And such jobs are always not available. These are the compulsions where we need to look after these soldiers. We can't turn a blind eye that, yes, okay, you served, thank you very much, here is your pension and go. This I am talking of the people who are alive. Who are lost? What happens to a family when a soldier dies? If he is married, his parents, his wife, if he has surviving children, who will look after them? So this organization looks after the welfare in a holistic manner. 3 programs I will talk about which are very, very prominent. One is the education of children. From class 1 till graduation, we provide rupees 1,000 per month up to 2 children for their education. In case of a widow, we support her education up to post-graduation level. The second program, which is quite prominent, is the marriage of a girl. That is a major event and expenditure. For up to 2 daughters' marriage, we provide rupees 50,000 each time for their marriage. And another aspect which I can tell you, there are soldiers who have retired without even pension. They left the service without fulfilling the conditions where they could have earned the pension. They were able-bodied, so they earned their living. What happens to such soldiers when they get old? Are they able to earn anything after 65 years of age? To such soldiers who are senior citizens and who are unable to earn any livelihood, we provide a penury grant to them at the rate of about rupees 4,000 per month, basically to sustain them in their old age. Besides that, there are 10 more programs for disabled. There are several other for those who get disabled. We have PRC, this is called Paraplegic Rehabilitation Center at Kirki and Mohali. We have about 120 inmates with their limbs and who have been amputated or something. We have to look after them throughout their life. There are 36 war memorial hostels of various regiments where orphans of those killed are studying, they are staying there, and we are taking care of all these aspects. Similarly, there are a number of programs which all get approved by this board and then only we conduct them.
Despite this wide range of activities which you are undertaking and these welfare programs for ex-servicemen and for the families of martyrs, it's a Herculean task. And deficit must be very large. What the government provides you and what you seek to collect through donations from public. As you said, there was a time when children in school used to pin these flags and collect 1 rupee or 2 rupee from each person, but that's not enough. Today, it's a digital age where everyone is digitally very smart. So, have you also undertaken these campaigns on social media to create awareness, to garner more funds? And what is the percentage of deficit which you face?
Economies of scale, that could be the answer. Yes, as the army grows and the healthcare improves, so is the number of pensioners and the vast number of ex-servicemen which are there. There is a huge requirement. Not all the money which is required comes from the environment. Environment, I will mention here that all these welfare schemes are being run from contributions being received from the citizens of the country. It's not budgeted. There is no government money being provided. It is basically coming from the public. So the aspect you said that public awareness is key to getting a larger contribution. Being a small organization based in headquarters, we have our presence in the state government, and part of the responsibility also is of the state to rehabilitate. So we have 32 Rajya Sainik Board at the state level, and we have 393 Jila Sainik Boards at the district level spread all over the country. Now, being a federal structure, the state governments are also supposed to look after. They have also been asked to create a state amalgamated fund and Armed Forces Flag Day Fund from where they run their schemes at the state level. For that, to run those offices, we provide central share as to offset the expenditures of the state. Yes, all said and done, it is not enough. Since last year, we have given a major impetus to enlarging the scope of awareness. The Pradhan Mantri, through his Mann Ki Baat program of November 2017, he had announced appealing to the entire public, and last year the contributions received were enormous compared to previous years. We received around 19.32 crore rupees. This year again we have launched on social media, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and the idea is to increase our outreach and appeal to the general public to contribute.
Suppose if somebody, an ordinary citizen, wants to donate through banks or through any other means, so what is the way out?
This year we have activated payment gateways through Paytm, through Bhim app, through RuPay, and we have partnered with banks like ICICI, PNB and SBI. All our citizens who want to contribute, they can log on to our website. It is easily accessible at www.ksp.gov.in. All digital payment options are available and they can contribute.
Our President, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, in his message has said that armed forces have distinguished themselves through their valor, devotion to duty and professionalism. The nation owes a debt of gratitude to them for their contributions during internal as well as external threats of insurgency and terrorism. And Flag Day is an ideal opportunity to express our solidarity with them through liberal contributions to the Flag Day Fund for the welfare and rehabilitation of their dependents. So the scenario has also changed. We have seen a limited conflict in Kargil in the shape of Kargil War. And then, as President very rightly said, insurgency and terrorism also take heavy toll on our soldiers. It's not exactly war, it's a low degree of conflict where armed forces have to safeguard our borders by giving up, sacrificing their lives and making supreme sacrifice for the security of the nation. So in these changing circumstances, the citizens are more aware about the needs of armed forces and the need to donate generously.
Very true. Message of the Honorable President is very explicit. And we are at a constant state of war. Insurgency and counter-insurgency operations, they are ongoing for last so many years. It is 1988 when it started in J&K. Before that it was in Northeast. So out of sight is not out of mind. The aim of President is to draw attention when we are sitting in metros and other cities. There are people who are sitting on the borders. They are the people who are fighting our battle and we need to take care of them. Should something happen, would the country look after their dependents? That assurance our soldiers need. Otherwise, if they don't have this assurance, who will be ready to undertake such risks? So it is a very vital message. The contributions from the public gives an assurance to a soldier to continue with his honorable fight.
That's true. Thank you, Brigadier Kumar, for the discussion.
Thank you very much.
You were listening to a discussion on Armed Forces Flag Day. The participants were Brigadier Mrigendra Kumar, Secretary, Kendriya Sainik Board Secretariat, and Vinay Kumar, journalist. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. This program is also available on our website newsonair.nic.in. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.